Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Friday, March 28th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. It is week 13 of 2025, and in my neck of the woods it is currently 70 degrees with a high of 77 and a low of, let me get sharp here, 59. Welcome to my broadcast. I am here for the next 3 hours for coloring, companionship, chat, friendship, giggles, and laughs, pretty pictures, and the what, the how, and the why of adult coloring. In other words, I show you what I'm doing, I explain how I'm doing it, and then I explain why I did what I did. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who come in and chat with me. That is always delightful. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who will see this broadcast after the fact. And welcome to my Facebook peeps who also see this broadcast after the fact when I download it into my group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. So tonight we'll be working on one of 3 images that I've given out as buddy colors. I wanted to demonstrate a couple things on these. I was asked, for example, Jonah asked me how to color beer. So I showed Jonah and the rest of everybody else how to do that. And then we've got a little boy where we're emphasizing some of the pink on the skin. And then this will be the main piece because it's the braided hair and it's so darn cute. So this will be my main project. So tonight I'm just going to finish up the other foot, the 2 hands, and then we'll decide where to go from there. And then we're working on Disney Celebrations coloring book. This was a gift from Sarah to the group. And I am finishing up the Moana page. We've been having a lot of fun with that. So whoever has this book, of course, can follow along with me. Let me line up here a little better. So really, we just have the center portion to do, the turtle and a fish, and we can wrap this one up. Now, once I wrap this one up, and this will be for tomorrow, I'm going to be starting a page in the Kirby Roseanne's book, his new book, Dark Fairy Tales. And I'm going to be doing Little Red Riding Hood. I know some of you decided to pick up this book. I know a couple of you were expecting it in today. I hope you got it. And I think we'll have some fun with it. All right. So, how's everybody doing today? Hello, Mamie. Hi, Sandy. Karen. Anne Labrie. Hello, welcome back. Jonah. Tam Tam. All right. So tell me about your day today. Win, lose, or draw? I'm going to say draw. It's been a quiet day. Oh, Jonah says win. Tell. Janie draw. Sandy draw. Who else? Tam Tam, you got your hair cut today. That's a win. Mamie draw. Anne says it's a win today, and I look forward to coloring along with you in Kirby Roseanne's book. Cool. Anne, what was your win? Jonah, you got your St. Patrick coloring book and your electric eraser. Ah, yay. You will love your electric eraser. All right, let me get my paper towel. It's a win today for me because all my survival needs are intact and simply another day to appreciate. There you go. Excellent. All right, get your paper towel. Get your scratch pad. And let's get coloring. All righty. Now, I showed you last night about highlighting the footy. And whenever you're coloring a page, you should look for special things that you can do to it. Now, let me make sure I've got the proper flesh here. Which I do. Now, let's go to our other footy here. And I'm going to start in with my darkest color. Now, don't pile drive your pencils into the paper. So, Anne, what do you define as your survival needs? All right, here's our dark. Remember, you want to color with the idea in mind that you're going to be blending. Okay, and this is the piece I'm doing now is coloring grayscale. You get your 3 colors. This is my dark, my medium, and my light. This is what I'm using for the flesh. Your darkest color goes in your darker areas of your grayscale, then your medium, and then your light. And you match the areas accordingly on your paper. Now, that's just a, let's see, that's just a basic explanation of it. It's a different skill than line art coloring. Oops. You see how I'm putting that darkest color right underneath the ball of the foot? Then we'll come in with our medium. And notice how, hi Sarah. Notice how I'm blending that with my dark. And the definition of a proper blend is when one color seamlessly disappears into the next. Okay, back up at the toes. Get our medium in here. Guys, what's the most important skill to master in adult coloring? Blending. That's right. I would rather see you have lousy color selection and top-notch blending versus top-notch color selection and terrible blending. Oh, hold on, I need to grab something here. Your blending is going to make or break your project. Okay, let me pull out here. And then in our lighter area or lightest areas, we're going to use our lightest pencil. Now, the other thing I need to know from you guys today, does anybody have a birthday or anniversary today? Now, notice how I'm using this lightest color now to blend together our medium and our dark. But also understand that it doesn't matter what order you put your colors in on your page. Oh, core survival needs warm home, food on the table, clean clothes. Gotcha. Okay, now I'm going to come back with my white. And I'm going to blend over my lightest area. I'm just adding that little extra kicker here. And then I'm going to do the little tippy toes here. And we'll start that out by erasing the highest point. Is grayscale easier for a beginner to learn proper blending from? Yeah, I would say so. It's a really good medium to understand how shading and shadowing works, plus your blending. Now I'm going to come back with my dark here and just redefine a couple areas. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and blend the edges of my dark with my medium. Sarah, what was your early birthday present from a coworker? Okay, now we have our little pink spot here, which looks really weird. Hello, Carmen. I'm doing great. My day is a draw, quiet. All right, I'm just smoothing out these areas here a little bit. All right, now we're going to highlight our round portion of our footy like I did on the other. So I'm going to come in with my lighter pink to start out. And then we have a darker pink. Check it out. And notice that I'm not coloring or covering that entire light pink that I put in the first place. The darker pink is going towards the edges, which makes it look rounder. Okay, Anne, thank you. Now I'm going to go back to my previous area here, and I'm just going to make that a little more vibrant to match what I just did on the left. So we'll have our lighter pink, and then we'll have our darker pink towards the outside. And we got blurry. There you go. So Sarah, she gave you a bling water bottle, pair of sunglasses, a candy bar, and a card with a shoe on it. I said, how did you know I love glitter? And she said, because I see you every day. You need to find out her birthday. How sweet. Okay. Now, she just loves you for some reason. Because you're lovable, Sarah. Now, I'm going to take my light pink. Okay, Anne, you're back. Thank you. And we're going to take that pink up to the rounded top of our large toe. This is my lighter pink. Oh, Sarah, you know I truly mean it. Do you really have any question about that? About being lovable? Okay, then I'm coming in with my dark pink. And we're coloring around the edge. Because when something is darker, it makes it look like it's curved and further away. So that gives us our dimension. You're not sounding conceited. You love being a caregiver for your residents and any of your family and friends, yeah? Okay, Jonah. See you tomorrow. And yes, the coloring in grayscale does enhance the colors used. Okay, let's take a look at our two footies here. Look how cute that is. I'm going to add a little bit more pink underneath the ball of this foot. So I'm using my lighter pink. All right, now let's go down to the heel. I'm going to start with my lighter pink. And then I'm going to come in with my darker pink. And that's going to be more around the edges. Now, notice that there is a little bit of highlight around the outside. That was what the paper is telling us. Okay, Sarah. Sarah, make one for me. Now, let me pull out. And look how joyful and cute that is. All right. Now I'm going to pop up to the face. light pink, on our lighter grayscale. And then my slightly darker pink towards the back of the tongue. Don't forget to turn your pencil when you do that lift to move around. And then I'm going to use my darkest light medium dark flesh color, and we'll go ahead and put that on the mouth. And yes, we color over black. Anne, are you coloring this with me? Janie, you are. And I'm going to use that same brown on the outside of the lips. Colorless blender pencils are fine. What I like to do, Anne, is blend with my pencils as much as I can. I use colorless blender pencils as a somewhat of a last resort, especially on grayscale, because it tends to cause problems with the gray printing. I blend with my finger, I blend with a paper towel, I blend with a blending stump. Karen, you're just watching. Okay. And then I'm going to go up to the eyebrows, and we'll use that same pencil. Again, this is my dark pencil of my dark, medium, light for the skin tones. Let's get that other eyebrow in. And how cute is that? I am having too much fun with this picture. Okay. Now let's do our nose. Oh, Anne, you're most welcome. My goal in this group is to create a relaxing atmosphere for coloring and or hanging out. Some people like to use the time of this broadcast to do their coloring for the day. And of course they get the free buddy color images from me. And plus we get to make friends. Okay, let's go back with our light pink. Or lighter pink, I should say. And then our darker pink. And tell your friends. I have people with disabilities come in all the time and they just enjoy being able to interact with others through the group. Now I'm going to come in with my whites. And I'm just going to add a little bit of highlight. I hate my Prismas, they crumble. Just the Prisma white. I don't have any problem with my other Prismas. Don't get me wrong, I love Prisma pencils. And again, notice that our darker pink, get back here, our darkest pink is towards the outside, and that gives the illusion of depth. In other words, that's furthest away. Okay, let's do the eyelashes. I'm going to do those in straight black. Make sure that you have a very sharp pencil, and I favor my Prismacolor black for doing black areas. And you don't want to lose your little spikies here, because that's what makes this cute. Okay, let's pop over to this one. Oh man, that's cute. Take your time. Let's blend that in. And I still want to add a little bit more tint to the top of my cheeks. Remember, we're exaggerating things on this particular piece. So I'm going to come in with a darker pink yet. And I'm going to sketch in that darker pink. Now, what do I always tell you? Don't come in and hammer your pencils into the paper. You want to color like you're coloring on the skin of a baby that you don't want to wake up. And the way that you make your color more intense is repeated strokes. Okay, let's go to the other one here. I'm barely touching the paper. And then be sure to create that transition between that darker area, which is our top, and our lighter area, which is the bottom. So I've got my lighter pink, and I'm blending that edge between the dark and the lighter pink. Is everybody clear how I'm doing that? And I'm going to bring that pink down just a little bit more on the cheek. as well as on the other side. Blending, 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 rawhide. Everybody remember that rawhide song? All right, and a little bit of rubbing with my finger just to smooth that out. Okay, let's do the hands. And then that's all I'm basically going to do on this image. Remember, I had you print the 3 images because I wanted to show you some different aspects of it. The other one we did the beer. Now, just to show you that it's okay to start with different aspects of this, on the light, medium, and dark, on the hand, I'll start out with the light. Now, grayscale is absolutely not plug and chug. If you take that attitude with it, you're not going to do a good job. You need to think about what you're doing. And what's called out for your light, your medium, and your dark. So there's my light. Now my medium. And notice how I am blending into my light. We want to get those edges taken care of. And now we're going to come in with the darker color, darkest color. Isn't that cool? But again, never make lines with your pencil. Excuse me. And notice how I'm lightly teasing in that color. Don't pile drive your pencils into the paper. Now, let's go ahead and put a little light pink on that hand. Not much. Now, I want you to notice that the grayscale did not call for that pink. In other words, there was no shading of the gray. This is what I'm adding. This is where you use your artistic mojo. And you add your own personal touches. So I'm just going to add a little bit of pink. To my hands. Look how cute that is. All right, let me pull out. Now, also remember, this pink looks a little exaggerated, right? But we haven't put in any colors around this. So as we get going on this, or as you get going on this, all of this is going to blend in beautifully with it. All right, let's get this other hand done. This time I'm going to start with my medium. And is all this making sense to you? And then I'm going to come in with my dark. Again, guys, no streaks. You've got to blend all of this in. Let me hit that with the eraser. I got a little bit in between here. And then I'm going to come in with my lightest color. And we're going to blend all of that together. And notice how I'm doing this in circles. Somebody tell me why. Oh, Ann, no problem. I just figured you were excited. Why do we color in little circles? And notice how I'm also going over my my dark and my medium with this, and everything is merging together. And then I'm going to pop in a little bit of my white. And we're just going to highlight these higher points on the hand. Come on, guys, why do we color in little circles? And I'm going to do just a little bit of a finger blend here. Coloring in little circles covers more surface area. That's part of it. What coloring in little circles does is it gives you more uniform color over the paper, and it makes everything look smooth rather than streaked from just coloring back and forth. Okay, a little bit of pink. Basically, coloring in little circles keeps your pencil from streaking. Now, check out the little bit of addition of pink on here. We've got one healthy little boy here. His skin is nice and pink. finger blend. All right, let's go ahead and add our pink to the other hand. You guys are so quiet tonight. What's going on? Check out this pink. Finger blend. Okay. Janie, you're tired? Hold on, guys. I gotta take a couple aspirin. Everybody see how that pink makes a difference. Oh. Okay. Hold on, let me swallow these. All right. Okay, now we have one more area of skin that I almost missed. Okay, Janie, thank you. And this is underneath the foot. So here's my dark flesh. my medium and notice how I'm blending over the edges of my dark. And then my light. And notice how I'm using the light to blend everything. And I'm going to pop in a little bit of white on my lightest area. Finger blend. And is all this making sense? Okay. Other side. Sarah, you're tired and trying to color my special coloring for Eggshell Cuties. All right, gotcha. All right, so here's our dark. Here's my medium, back blending into my dark to break down these edges. And then our lightest color. And then on my lightest, I'm going to pop in a little bit of that white. Not much. And we'll finger blend that to soften that up. All right, let's take a look at our little guy here. So, what do you think? Now I'm going to show you one more demonstration about skin coloring. And again, if you've been with me for a while, you've seen me do this, but it makes a really good point. All right. So here's my hand. And I want you to notice that where the skin is bunched up that's where you see the darker lines, and that's where you see the depth, dimension, and detail of the skin, and particularly the knuckles. Then, when I bend my fingers, notice that those lines go away. And you don't have as much of the depth, dimension, detail of the skin. But you do have a little bit of the darker line here to indicate that we've got skin lines here. You guys remember me doing this before. So let me extend my fingers again. Notice how the lines and the divots get darker. And that's where we get our details. Any question? Again, bend. Everything goes away. Straighten out. And this is how you color old lady skin or old man. Same with my thumb. Bend, everything gets smooth. Straighten out. You start to see the divots which define the skin. Is this helping anybody? All right. So there's our little fella. And that's a demonstration here of exaggerating colors a little bit just to make for a neat effect. Again, keeping in mind that we haven't colored around it. And once we do, all of this will come together, it'll make sense, and it won't stick out like a sore thumb. And we went blurry again. Hold on. Questions, comments? Okay. I'm going to pop over to Disney Celebrations because, and that's right, Janie, trust the process. You see people that are coloring and do things like we did with that little gnome or elf, and they think they screwed it up. That's not it at all. You have to be able to look ahead as to how the whole picture is going to look. That's why I say trust the process. Okay, Moana. Tam Tam, good night. Now I'm going to take my eraser and I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. Because the natural rubbing of my hand over the picture, of course, dulls it a little bit. Oh, Sarah, like with this picture I'm doing, I'm trying to trust my skills. Okay. Yeah. I can't wait to post my finished work because this picture is named Logan after my son and I just love it, but you want to surprise me. Cool. Did I see the Young Amish Girl freebie, Align Art and Grayscale? I'm going to work on it soon. No, haven't seen it. Okay. Let's work on his weapon. Here's the original. We've got ivory in there, we've got some grays, and we've got a little bit of green. Okay, Janie. So let's start out with I'm going to use a medium gray. And it's not going to be that one. Too much blue in it. There we go. Now, we have our gray on the left-hand side of this thing. We've got a little bit of gray up here at the top. And then we have a light green. It's a greenish yellow. And then we have our ivory. Anne, you're still hanging with us. Now, Anne, what I'm doing right now is line art. This is not grayscale, but coloring grayscale helps train us to shade and shadow where we need to. Now I'm going to pull in a little more gray here. And then I'm going to take a little bit of my Payne's Gray, which you know is my Fav pencil. And I'm going to shadow on the inside here. Very, very lightly. And Payne's Gray is a color that I use from Faber-Castell. And I use it quite a bit when I'm coloring. And I like it so much that I buy extra pencils, like from Dick Blick or Mr. Art, something of that nature. Oh, Sarah, thank you. You just remembered to like and share. Yeah, guys, please hit that like button for me. All right. Then our handle is going to be French Gray. Really is just a name that Prismacolor gives their pencil, just like any other company. Well, Sarah here, I thought you'd be coloring along on this since you asked me to do this particular, or supplied the book to the group. Let's see here. Yeah, some people like to directly color along, and some people like to just watch. Okay. Now, we have our darker brown on the left. And notice that I'm going back and forth with my pencil. I'm not going up and down to color this. In other words, color in the direction of the design. And then I'm going to come in with a yellow. Yeah, browns are really a pain to pick out. Now, remember, she's holding that little pearl and that light is coming out from her. So the right-hand side of things are being lit up. That's why we have our lighter yellow right here. And I'm going to use a little bit of my Payne's Gray just to darken that brown. Check it out. All right, now I'm going to do his hair, and I'm going to use Payne's Gray and black. His hair is black, but I always tell you when something is black to use different shades. You don't just want to come in with solid black. So I'm going to start out with my Payne's Gray. Sarah, go into the group on Facebook and do a search on the word cat and see what comes up. And a while back, I did a project where I colored the same project, one in grayscale and one in line art. Okay, there's the Payne's Gray. And her hair is black as well, so I'm going to pop up and do that. But remember, she's got a beam of light through her hair and her face. So let's see if I can do this without wiping out her ear. And if I can find it real quick, I'm going to show you the project that we did. Of grayscale versus line art. I did a side-by-side coloring. Oh, let's see if I can find it. I don't think I filed it away yet. bummer. And go into the group after the broadcast. Oh, there it is. Okay. Here's the two pictures side by side. This is grayscale. This is line art. And what I did is I did basically the grayscale first. For example, I do the grayscale horse, and then I would do it in line art, showing you that you can make line art look pretty much like grayscale. And particularly on the horse, when we colored the different nuanced shades, it was there in the grayscale, but we had to emulate it in the line art. So we had a lot of fun with this one. Yeah, and there can be a difference in the color intensity, that's right. That's because of the gray underneath this picture. Okay. Back to the subject at hand. So I started out with my Payne's Gray on the hair, and now I'm going to come in with my black Prismacolor. And the trick is to not completely cover the gray with the black. You want the black and the gray to work together. Okay. Let's get her hair done. Again, don't wipe out her ear if you can help it. All right. Then I'm going to come back to him. And we have a lot of dark shading, which I'm going to do in Payne's Gray. And of course, it works better when I'm on camera. Okay. Now remember, we're at the mercy of the artist. Oh, thank you, Mamie. There's the start date for the side-by-side grayscale. We are at the mercy of the artist that drew this side of the picture. And sometimes they don't include all the detail. So some of this is going to be by guess and by gosh. Now, this is where a lot of people get into trouble when they're doing this, because they think that they have to copy that left-hand side exactly. There's no possible way to do that. And this is what I keep telling you, is that picture on the left that we're working from is an oil painting. And it's going to look different. Now, there's a necklace here that we can barely see. So we do the best that we can to preserve it. Now, if you're coloring this with me, don't get flummoxed about trying to hit all the detail. It's just not going to happen. Thomas has decided to leave the group. And he's doing just fine. He just had a meltdown and he's just working on some things with his therapist. Well, hello, Living. Good to see ya. All right, everybody see how I'm getting the basic pattern here of this outfit. Now again, this outfit is a little sketchy to do. Don't worry about it. Do your best approximation of matching the colors. Is everybody clear on that? I'm using my Payne's Gray for these darker areas. All right. And then I'm going to use a medium brown. It's an orangey brown. And this brown then goes in between our Payne's Gray. Now you want to stay off your Payne's Gray as much as possible because we want that color to be distinct. Sarah, I don't know what Critters book you're talking about. All right. Okay, and now we're going to pull in a little bit of green because we've got some greenery around his belt. Critters and Tutus Jubilee. Yeah, that's a really neat book. Now, I don't want you, like I said, getting all fussy about exactly where your browns go. These are small areas to color. And sometimes it's hard to see. Okay, let me pull out. And specifically, let me show you the side by side. Did I miss Maggie coming in? All right, everybody see how we're getting our browns? Now, yeah, it's a Starjoy 96. All right. Now, we're going to come in with our Payne's Gray. And this is where we're going to start shadowing this. So basically, half the arm that we just colored is going to disappear under Payne's Gray. But what I want you to notice is the Payne's Gray is a little lighter because it's on top of the brown. So that is the purpose of coloring this area the lighter brown, because when we go to put our Payne's gray over it, it changes the color. So if you're wondering why we bother to color something that we're just going to cover in Payne's gray, that's why. The lighter brown keeps it from looking like this darker Payne's gray that we put in earlier. Make sure you understand that. And you can still see the darker Payne's gray underneath this lighter affected Payne's gray. Now, our necklace is going to be a little bit harder to color because it's disappearing with all this dark that we have. So I'm going to go in with an orange, actually. And color that in. In other words, the bone color wouldn't have showed up. Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. Happy Friday to one and all. Hi, Maggie. Okay. Want me to grab a tissue? I'll be back in a second. I love my mute button. Okay. Now, using my same brown, actually I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to use my Faber-Castell cinnamon color. And I'm going to go ahead and start coloring that skin. Again, our small circles. And then our face. And our mouse is actually going to, well, I'll go ahead and put in the same flesh color here that I've got, my cinnamon. And then I'm going to come in with my Payne's Gray. And we'll darken inside. Now, again, I'm following the original here, and that's what they did. And then I'm going to come in with a dark brown. And we're going to shadow part of that face. And I'm even going to go so far as to use a little bit of my Payne's Gray. And again, that Payne's Gray on top of the brown gives us a totally different color. And then I'm going to come in with the black, and it's got to be a pen or a Sharpie marker. Yeah, let me pull out. What do you want to see? Sarah, what did you want to see? Now, on our leaves, I need to come back in with my dark green. Oh, you want to see the whole thing? Okay. That's what you wanted. Okay. Dark green now to highlight our leaves. And a little bit of my black to add in a little bit of that shadowing. dark green over here. And a little bit of our black. Anne, are you still hanging with us? Okay. Now, let me show you the side-by-side for a little raft. And you can see that a lot of it here is very dark. Here's the original. Here's the side I'm working on. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit of darker brown to this side of the face. Now, I want to do well, thank you, Sarah. Need to come in with black, and our ship is going to end up being pretty dark. And I'm sorry I was off camera there. Anne, is this helping you with your coloring? Now I've got a shadow underneath this bar here. And I'm going to pop over. Anne, you've been kind of quiet. No questions? And we'll darken in our raft. Now, notice how I'm going along these wood pieces. And we're going to darken in the bottom of it. And then as we get closer to the water, that'll be our dark area as well. And then I'm going to bring my dark area down the center of these poles. And notice how I'm skipping over the horizontal ones so that we still have that overall pattern. And I think our raft is looking pretty good, if I may say so. All right. Now, I just noticed that I have a little bit of my mast that are basically in our orange. And then we have our brown here. Where it's attached to the vertical beam. Now, I also need to go back to the hands, and we need to shade that in like we did the outfit. But again, don't pile drive in your pencil. And if you even need to go darker yet, which I do, I'll come in with my Payne's Gray, which is going to be diffused by the brown. That's why we can get away with this. And we'll darken the area. Okay, same with our other hand. I'm going to put my light brown in first. And then I'll add the Payne's Gray below that. We'll put it on each individual finger. And then the rest of our hand. How cool is that? All right. Now I'm going to start with my darker of my flesh colored pencil. I want to get my base color in. And then we'll get, let me see what part of this is dress. A little hard to tell, but I think that all of this is her dress here. My Linda, so glad to see you. Sum number 19. All right. Oh, okay, I see what's going on here. She's got like a midriff on. And then her legs. Okay. Now, if I can do it with my eraser, Oh, Ann, I'm so glad. Hold on, I just am extending my eraser here. And good night. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy and sleepy and purr, purr, purr. Now I'm going to come in with my darker brown. And the trick is down where her nose is, which is in the center. We need to leave a light line. Because that's the reflection from the pearl or gem. And I'm going to tint that in yellow. Oh, Belle, thank you so much for sharing. Do me a favor and hit that like button. And we'll come in with a little bit of our Payne's Gray, and that's going to shade and shadow the right side of her face, which is to our left. And then the majority of her arm is going to be in shadow. We'll tint that with a little brown. And then the underside of her arm. And I'm going to use my Sharpie to define the eyebrow. And then I'll come down with my darker brown on the midriff. And on her legs. Now her face is pretty hard to do because it is teeny tiny. So you are going to lose detail. And I am running out of time. All right. So we still have a little bit more of this to do. But it gives you a good idea of what we've got. Don't fuss over the face. It's almost too small to do. You're not going to get any detail. Okay, I'm calling it an evening. So we worked on Moana. And we also worked on our little boy with all our pink here. I think he's looking pretty cute. Okay, guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, guys. Joyous, joyous coloring, love on each other. That's what we're known for in this group. Mamie, thank you so much for your help. Again, I'll see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. Please share this broadcast. Please hit that like button. We are so close to 20. And I hope you learned something and had fun. All right, we'll zoom in on his face. It makes me laugh. All right, guys, take care. Bye.